Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're very well today, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie and I do videos 3 times a week. So before I get into this, I was inspired for this video by James Charles. I am obsessed with him. He's an absolutely incredible makeup artist, and I saw one of his new videos. I think this is actually his newest video a couple of days ago, which is the Frozen makeup challenge, and honestly I was obsessed. I love this video so much. I thought it was just a great idea, so creative, so I decided to do my own version of this. So full credit does go to James for this. I know he was inspired by someone else, but his is the video that I was inspired by. So I hope you guys do like this video. I'm really excited to try it. All the makeup I'm using in this video I have frozen. I froze it quite a while ago now, and I'm not even joking, like this is literally solid. Like, it's literally solid. Like, I do not know how I'm gonna do this, but let's just get straight on with today's video. If you guys want to see how this look turns out, make sure to stick around. So I'm just gonna like wipe all this condensation off because it's literally, so you can literally see the ice on my hand. It's literally soaking. But this is the primer that I'm gonna use. This is genuinely like frozen. Like, I've talked for a little bit now, so it's kind of a bit squishy, but it's literally frozen, and I don't know how I'm gonna do this. It feels like, you know those jubbly ice pops you get? It feels like one of those. So, oh my god, the cap was actually kind of iced on, frozen on. So I'm really nervous. I'm just going to kind of squeeze the bottom of this and see if anything comes out. Oh my god, it's literally so frozen. Right, so I've managed to get some out, and it is literally freezing cold. So I've just put the lid back on that, and I'm going to apply this to my face, and it's going to be like so cold. I don't know if this will actually still work with it being frozen, but might as well give it a go. It does feel really watery. Normally it feels quite like thick, but it feels like really watery, and I'm having to use quite a lot of product. Like, this amount would normally do my whole face, and it's done like my chin and my cheek. So I'm going to have to get a little bit more product now, and honestly this product is not easy to get out. It's coming out a bit better now. Now we've kind of like broken the, I think we've broken the seal. So I'm just going to get a bit more of that out, and it is so watery. What I'm kind of interested to see is if it'll all work, like my makeup and stuff will still work after it's defrosted. It's like if I try to use all this tomorrow, or if I have to like bin it all. Which I'm guessing I'm going to have to bin it all, but I'm really hoping I don't. So this is the primer that I use like literally every single day, and it's the Airfit Pore Primer. And I do actually really like this one.
I don't know why my camera is just having some difficulties right now.
If you zoom in a little bit. So that's pretty much all rubbed in now, and I'm actually quite surprised that I got any out of there, because with it being so frozen, like admittedly we had to play with it and kind of like squeeze it a bit first, but I'm so surprised we got any out of that. Like, I'm really curious to see what it looks like at the bottom of the tube, because the bottom is literally so frozen. So I've actually left everything else still in the freezer because I don't want it to like defrost while I'm filming this, because I know this video is probably going to take a while to film. So between items I am going to go downstairs and get things from the freezer, and then come back up and then show you guys, and then I'm just going to have to keep going up and down with it. So I'm now going to go and put this one back. So I've just taken the foundation out of the freezer, and honestly, firstly it's freezing, secondly you can literally see the frost on it. So if I put you can literally see the frost. It is unreal. So I don't even know if this is gonna work. Like, I don't know how James's actually worked, but I know that I don't think if I pump it, I don't think it could come out, but we can try that. Oh, it's coming out a little bit when I pump it, but not very well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take the top off this and just get some off the, oh, it's so thick. It literally looks like a slushie right now. Like, if you look, you can literally see it's so thick and so like lumpy and gooey, which is really gross. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some out of here, and then can I just place it onto the back of my hand. It's so cold. It literally feels like I'm putting like a slushie on the back of my hand right now. It's icy cold. So that'll have to do. So that's what it looks like on my hand. It's just got kind of like lumps of ice in it. So we're just going to see how well this applies. I also froze my brush and my beauty blender, so I'm actually quite excited to see how this turns out. It's got kind of like, it just kind of feels kind of wet, but we'll see. You're supposed to use your beauty blender wet anyway, so I'm hoping that's kind of a good thing and it helps. I froze the brush as well, which is like really cold in my hand right now, but I'm gonna see. This is so cold on my face. Like, it's literally freezing. And again, like the other one, I'm having to use a lot more product. Like, it's so watered down. Like, it feels really chunky. In the actual thing, it feels really chunky. But when I'm putting it on my face, it's really watered down. Like, I've used the majority of that product already. And it's not really covered my whole face. So I'm probably going to have to apply some more. All honesty, I think it's made it a little bit more kind of like yellow, and it's kind of giving it a bit of a yellow tinge to it, but it's definitely very watery, and I think that'll actually do because I don't want to overdo it because we still have a lot more to put on. So I'm now going to use my Frozen Beauty Blender to blend this in with. I'm going to kind of zoom in on my face a little bit. You can kind of see it just seems really liquid. It's actually gone on my face quite well. It's just, I feel like it's just sunk straight into my skin. So I'm hoping it blends out okay. But I feel like it's going to look really patchy. I'm not gonna lie, this beauty blender just feels really like hard. Like, you know, sometimes you've got like a bit of like, you've got kind of smells got a bit of a spongy give to it. This just feels quite like hard. I'm trying to blend. So the concealer I'm using is the Body Collection concealer. I'm not actually sure what shade this is in because it doesn't say, but this is supposed to be a colour correct concealer, and I really like this one. So I've only just started using this one. I've been just kind of experimenting and playing around with it, so I thought, why not use this in today's video? And I actually kind of had a bit of trouble undoing the cap, and it's so stiff. Like, I'm currently trying to undo it and it seems kind of stuck. Okay, we've got it out. So this is currently what it's looking like, and it just keeps getting stuck as I'm trying to pull it out. So at the end there is literally completely frozen. I'm just gonna kind of dunk it in to get like a bit more product on there. Okay, I feel like that's the best we're gonna get. So I'm gonna use a mini Frozen Beauty Blender to blend this in with. And I was gonna apply this, oh my god, it's so watery, you can't even see it. You literally can't even see it. So I'm going to blend in like each part as I do it one at a time. But you know what? I actually prefer this concealer after I've frozen it, because normally I find that the shade's like way too dark for me, because that shade's like a bit dark for like what I'd normally have it. It's more like my foundation shade. So I actually kind of prefer it now because it's a lot lighter. If you guys can see in there, it's literally completely frozen. So I'm hoping that got a little bit more product on it now, and I'm just going to try to do the underneath of my eyes. Is so cold right now, so I've kind of got some of the product on there. It's not blending very well, but I think that is just because it's literally frozen. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side, just kind of swirling it around in there to get as much product as I can on the applicator. So I was watching a program the other day, and I don't want to be a spoiler for anyone that hasn't seen it yet, so I'm not gonna like say what the program is, but I was watching it and I'm in like series 6 I think, and it just seemed like a normal episode, a normal day, you know, in the program, a normal day. You've been really invested into the characters, and then randomly this guy just starts shooting him. It was a 2-part episode. I ended up watching both parts then. Like normally, like, so I watch it with my family, so normally I like watch an episode of something every night. It's like a family thing. So I watch like an episode of like Buffy one night, I might watch an episode of like One Tree one night. So I watch a lot of different programs, and we were watching like one episode of this that night, and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't, I need to see what happens, I can't cope. And it got so intense, I was literally on the edge of my seat, I just couldn't cope, and I'm still traumatized from it now. It's like characters you've spent the last 6 series invested in. You've got in all the business, you understand everything, and then someone just randomly comes up and just starts shooting everyone. It was horrendous. I was literally traumatized. I'm not even joking. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this has kind of given it a bit more of a pink undertone to this concealer. It's looking a lot more pink now than it was. It's not done the best job in the world. Like, I wouldn't recommend freezing your concealer, but it has done better than I thought, because I genuinely didn't think I was going to be able to get the lid off at one point. So it's done a lot better than I thought it'd do. So I'm also going to be using this as a base when I do my eyeshadow. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that now so I don't have to apply it like later on. Because later on it'll probably be defrosted with the amount I've been chalking. Oh my god, guys, as well, Elle Dabby's videos at the moment, can I just say, they've really been getting to me. They're just so cute. Like, her and Connor just make me really happy. Like, I've not really been into that many YouTubers lately, but I've just started watching more and more. But her videos at the moment, like, I was just watching her first trimester Q&A, and it was just so cute. Like, just hearing, like, a whole story as well. I feel like it's really nice to hear. I feel like it's really nice to actually hear, like, people's stories and, like, what's happened. And I don't know, I've just really enjoyed her videos at the moment. So I've done that one eye there, and it actually has kind of done an alright job at, like, doing the base for it, and it's kind of got that still kind of a little bit of a tacky effect still. So hopefully it'll help the eyeshadow to stick, but with it being frozen, it's still not the best. I'm definitely finding myself applying a lot more of the product on, just because it's so watery that it's like not applying as well, and it feels like it's really thinned the product out. So that is my concealer now done, and I'm gonna go downstairs to get a couple more bits. So this is the setting powder I'm using, and I really don't think this is going to work at all, but I kind of want to do a proper full face of makeup, so I didn't want to kind of like leave any bits out. So the setting powder I'm using is the Max & More setting powder, and I've actually been into this one quite a lot recently. Oh my god, that was literally frozen shut again. But the one I normally use is the Huda Beauty one, and I've not really been able to get my hands on anymore, and I don't want it to end up running out, so I've been trying to try other ones as well. So I've just opened it up, and I'm just going to position you guys so you guys can see. This is what it looks like. It hasn't really frozen, it just feels very cold. I don't know if it'll affect like how effective the product is, but this is what it's looking like. I don't know if the bits underneath this cap here will be frozen as, like, I don't know if those will be frozen, but this part isn't frozen at all. But they've been in for such a long time, so I think it's just not going to freeze. So the brush that I'm using is one of my Style Pro ones. This is the S102 brush, and it is so cold right now to touch. But I'm just going to try to apply some of this. So I also actually started watching Teen Wolf the other day. So I've been watching it up to series like 6, I believe, or maybe 5. I think 5 part 2. And I started watching again yesterday, and oh my god. I forgot how dramatic it was, and I forgot how much had happened, and it was an intense episode, it really was. This brush is so cold. Like, it's really wet when you get down to the kind of base of it. But I'm just going to start brushing this off now because I don't want it to be on for too long and it's freezing on my face. That's just going to set everything in place. So my next thing is my contour. So this is very frozen. This is currently what it's looking like. You can literally see it being frozen on the top. You can see the ice on the top of it there. So I think this is just going to be very cold and probably very difficult to blend as well. And I don't want to apply too much of this because I feel like it's going to be very hard to blend. Oh, it's so cold. And then I'm going to apply a little bit on my forehead as well, so I can kind of shape and kind of structure my face a bit. So I'm going to be using this brush here, which is one that I love to use for my contour. And I have actually frozen this, so it just feels really cold and wet. And I'm just trying to like blend this in the best that I can. I do have another sponge as well that I sometimes use for contour, so I'm going to be using that in a minute. Like, it's not, the product literally isn't blending at all. I think that's the best I'm gonna get. And then I'm gonna do my forehead as well. I'm just trying to blend this into my hairline. So I'm now adding a bit more colour into my face using this bronze here. I'm going to use the same brush that I used for my setting powder. And I don't have too much product on here. And this one, it just feels so cold. Why is it, it literally looks so orange. Why is it looking so orange? I can normally use more product than this, and it is so orange right now. And so just add a bit more colour into my face, make me look a little bit kind of more alive, but it's also made me look a little bit more like an Oompa Loompa. So I'm going to try to clean as much excess off this brush as I can, and then kind of blend it out a bit more. So it's looking a bit better than it was. Again, still quite orange, but we'll have to work with it. So I'm now going to move on to my highlight. So the highlight I decided to use is this shimmer one here. I really like this. I think it's got such a gorgeous shine to it, and it blends in really, really well. Although I'm not sure how well it's going to blend in now it's been frozen. I'm not actually sure where I got this from. I'm just going to clean all the frost off it at the moment. But I'm not actually sure where I got this from. But I've had this in my collection for such a long time, and I've just kind of got into using more liquid ones at the moment. And I thought liquid would be easier to blend in and be easier to like apply. So I'm currently having trouble getting the top off. So because it's been frozen for so long, the lid's actually detached from the pipette. So I'm going to see what I can do to actually get this out. Probably not the best day to wear nails. Okay guys, new plan. What I'm going to have to do is get the actual product off the bottle onto my face, because that pipette isn't coming out anytime soon. I'm going to have to wait for it to defrost. But literally, the glass pipette has got stuck in the bottle because it's that frozen. So I'm just going to get it off there using my finger, and then to kind of like apply it and like try blend it into my face, I guess. It's such a gorgeous highlight though. So I'm just kind of blending this in at the moment, and it's not doing too bad. It's just I feel like I do, again, need more product than you normally would use. So I'm going to apply it a tiny bit onto my nose and then blend that in. It's kind of give it a little bit of a shine. Like as soon as I'm putting it on my face, I do feel like it's drying out pretty fast. I'm going to like blend it in quite quickly. So I think that's the best I'm going to be able to really get with that, which I'm not going to lie, it's a lot more successful than I thought it was going to be. So I'm just going to kind of like stick that back on there and hope that we can actually fix that later on, because that's just literally frozen. The pipette's literally frozen inside the bottle. So I'm now moving on to my eyes, and the palette I'm using is this white chocolate one from Revolution, and I really, really like this palette. You can literally see how the mirror is completely frozen over at the moment, but quite interested to see how well these still work while being frozen. So the reason I've chosen this palette is because I wanted to kind of go for more of a nude look, because I've been doing so many like colourful looks at the moment. You guys won't have even seen them yet because they're coming out after this video, but I've done so many like pinks and yellows and sunsetty looks and like so many like brighter looks that I kind of want to strip it all back and just go for like a nude look at the moment. So I'm going to be using these three brushes here. I think I'm going to start with this kind of like chocolatey shade here, and I'm going to use the smaller brush, the kind of like middle-sized brush, and I'm just going to start applying this here. Wow, I'm not going to lie, I didn't think any product was even going to go on my brush then, but it's actually applied not too bad. And then again with this one, you do need to get kind of quite a bit of product on the brush though. So I'm now going to use this crease brush here, and I'm taking the darker shade, I'm kind of blending this into my like the outer crease. And it's so hard only having two brushes to do with this as well, because I don't like freeze all my brushes because I did not have room in the freezer for that. But I wanted to kind of get a couple of different ones so I'd have a bit of variety to kind of play with. And I don't want to freeze like loads of different palettes because again, I don't really have the room for it, so I'm kind of having to make do with what I've got. So I'm just going to keep building this up and blending it out. I think it might just need to be played with and kind of like worked on a bit. So I'm just going to keep going with this. So I'm going to keep doing the exact same thing, dipping into those two colours and kind of just blending them from the inner corner to the centre, and then blending the darker one from the centre to the out. And I'm kind of doing this just above my crease as well, because when I do the cut crease, you want to be able to still see the colours once you've done the cut crease. If you do it just on your lids, then you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm going to go with the same one again, and I'm using this as kind of like a mini cut crease, which I'm not going to do a proper one. I'm just using a smallest amount of product. And then I'm going to blend this out. And I'm going to use the quite a gold shade, and I'm just going to apply this onto my lid. So I've just applied that there. So I'm going to go over the other brush that I used before, and I'm going to kind of redefine the colours that I did originally. So this is how my eyes are looking, and I'm now going to go in. So I'm now going to use my mascara, which also has been frozen, and oh, I didn't think I was going to get the lid off then. So this is my mascara. It's very, very cold to touch right now. I'm also really struggling to get it out of the bottle. At first I did think it had turned pink, so if you can kind of see like the pinky colour on it, but it's just that all the products is like frozen off of the wand. So I'm just going to apply, I'm just going to kind of like give that a little bit of a swirl around to try to get a bit more product on it, because it looks like the one that's pink and it's just not got much product on it. This is actually one that I really like. This is the 3D Lash Effect mascara, and I'm just going to start applying this. So it's actually going on better than I thought it would. Because when I first opened it up, it looked like I wasn't going to be able to get any product out at all, but it seems so far to be working. So it's not kind of separated them as much as it would normally do. It's kind of left them a little bit clumpy, and my eyelashes feel freezing cold. But this is like so cold, so like it's literally so frozen. So guys, that is pretty much it. That is the finished look, which I'm not gonna lie, this was a lot more successful than I thought it was going to be. When I was planning this out, I thought it was gonna just end in a disaster. I genuinely just didn't think this was gonna work at all, because I thought if you're gonna freeze your makeup, none of it'll work. But it actually turned out more of a success than I thought it would. So guys, I really hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you've even stayed to the end if you guys are still here. I don't know. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I cannot wait to see you guys next time. And do not forget to like, comment and subscribe for more content just like this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.